Hey, Donald. Hey, Thomas. Welcome. John's here as well. Hey, John. Welcome out. I'm at Starbucks right now. I'm full hipster. I've got the MacBook Air, and I'm at a Starbucks. So, but just wanted to just touch base with everybody. Answer questions, all that good stuff, and give a word of the day. So let me just sign in to Yavapai College really quick.
Can you hear me, Dave?
Let me turn my volume up. Can everybody hear me all right?
Can you hear me, Dave?
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can now. Just signing into Yavapai College really quickly. Give me a second.
Am I the only one in here?
No, Thomas is here, and so is John.
Okay.
I think John has a microphone, but that's all right. Basically, I think all we're going to do today is I'm just going to answer questions that anybody might have about the labs or getting on the VM, and I'll give a word of the day. I'm probably only going to let this run for maybe 10 minutes before I call it. So we'll stop at 3:40. So you guys are a few minutes early. So, hey John, I see you got your microphone.
Yep, I'm here.
Cool. Welcome. So you guys will all get the word of the day right away. I'm gonna wait. I'll give it to you guys once I've decided it's gonna be. I'm kind of putting off deciding on words of the day just because I want it to be participatory. I want people to be participating. That's the whole point of it, is to not just check a box and say, oh, well, I got that done. But I want people actually contributing to the conversation. Chapter 2 of the day. So did you guys have any trouble getting the labs done? Who's on so far? Everybody who's on so far? Or you were able to get it worked out?
That was an easy one.
Yeah. The first few chapters are pretty simple. Everything should be relatively smooth.
Yeah, it was fun.
So the server name was supposed to be, or I'm sorry. Let me pull it up. When it says your initials, like name the domain server, your initials.
So yours would be DM.
DM. Okay, that's
Server B.
the screenshot I sent you, and the work group would be CNT 120.
Yes, that's right.
I got an error a couple times. Like I could authorize the settings, and then when I went to restart the VM, it gave me like a bunch of errors and then closed.
Was it a VM error prior to the operating system loading, or was it an error in the operating system itself, the hosted operating system?
Not 100% sure, but I mean, I sent the screenshot and stuff like that, but I suspect for like future projects are we just building on top of it?
Yeah, you'll continue to use the same VM, so everything has to be in there right. So, and that's where if you skip labs, because it can be tempting sometimes for people to want to skip labs, because you think, oh well, I don't have to do a screenshot for this particular lab, so I could just skip it. But if you don't do all of them, you'll end up missing something later, and then something that some of them might be more pivotal than others. But if you're missing things later, you won't be able to do the labs correctly in the future if you don't do them. If you don't do all the ones that are specified. All the ones that are specified are necessary for not just for the learning of the class, but also for labs that you have to do later. So
okay,
it is pivotal that you do everything. So yeah, are you able to share your screen with me right now so I can take a look? Are you getting the error messages consistently? I should ask that first. Donald, you hear me?
I'm logging back in.
Okay. Yeah. If you are getting those error messages consistently, then yeah, that'll be good to know. Let me see here.
Okay, you want me to?
Oops. There we go. Okay.
Is it thinking?
Yeah. It can be kind of slow, these VMs. That's the one major drawback to doing it in a virtual machine. If you have the capability to install it you've got, okay, yeah, so you need to change it here in computer name, not just description. So you see you've got it in computer description. You need to make sure you put that into computer name. You see there?
Oh, DM.
Yeah.
Like that?
Does it have you do the domain at this point? Or I think it has you just do a work group.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're not doing a domain yet. So yeah, just stick with the work group for now.
Okay. Usually I get up to here.
Okay.
Like I already submitted my screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
And I get up to here, like where it asked me to restart it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else just jumped in. Hello, Justin. Welcome. We're just I'm just helping Donald out. He's kind of stuck on one of the labs, so he's showing me his screen right now. That's what you might be seeing. Yeah, it's just sitting here. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. How much memory did you allocate to
4.
4 gig? Okay. So it should run better than most. 2 gig is what we do.
I mean, I can allocate 8, I think, or
Okay.
should be.
How much memory do you have in your computer?
I think 32.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do. Usually no more than half is what I recommend. Any more than that, you could really slow down your host computer, cause problem. Doesn't look like you're getting an error message. It just looks frozen.
Well, I'll wait here for a while, and then it'll just crap the bed.
And it when it came back up though, did it have? Well, I mean, I guess it would have because it had the computer or the work group name was changed when it came back up because you had the right work group in there. So I don't know what the deal is there. In any event, leave that up for a minute. You don't have to share with me, but yeah.
I'll let you know if anything
know if
changes.
All right, so let me see. I'm pulling up the hands-on project here so I can talk about it a little bit. (2-3) and 2-5. Okay, so pretty cut and dry. We looked at this a little bit last week already, so I'm not going to rehash it in too much detail. Should be fairly simple. 2-5, we didn't really look at much last week, but we can talk about it a little bit. Initial configuration tasks. This is something that you typically do in any event on a server, naming it, and you don't often see a server that has the default name. So the win and then whatever random characters that they decide on. So kind of one of those important first tasks. So I like how the lab is structured there in that it has you look at roles and it has you look at the initial setup tasks. So chapter 1 had you set the IP address and all that. Again, one of those things you don't see very often is a server that is using DHCP as its source for an IP address. So in the same vein, you don't see servers typically that are just using the default name. And that's kind of a new, that's sort of a new concept anyway, is the default name in Windows. So as far as recently, I should say, as Windows Server 2008, which I guess isn't that recent, that's like 11 years, you had to enter a name in the initial installation of Windows Server. So it wasn't something that you did as part of the initial setup tasks, but it is definitely a crucial thing to do, is naming your server and getting it distinct. Because you use that name if you decide to do any kind of file sharing or printer sharing or anything like that, that name will be used later on. So it's something that you definitely want to do in your initial setup. And same thing with setting the IP address, right? By default, Windows is going to want to, get the IP address via DHCP. But of course, on a server, that's kind of a problem. What if your server is the DHCP server? That's not going to work very well. So if you add that role to your server, if you add the role of DHCP server to your Windows server, having a DHCP address isn't going to work. So you have to have a static IP address, in other words. So it's definitely one of the crucial first things to do in setup. So so I think I mentioned I'm going to keep this relatively short. I've already been on for a little bit. It doesn't look like anybody else is going to jump in. It's only 3 minutes after. Been on for 13 minutes. We'll call it there. I'll go ahead and give you guys the word of the day, which I'm going to make it. We'll make it 2 words. Initial tasks. Initial tasks, plural. Tasks, plural. Initial tasks. So I'll go ahead and put that in now as the word of the day. Give me just a minute. Don't jump on it right now because you won't see anything. So I'll do that for you right now. And then if there's no questions, we'll end it here, and we'll pick it up again next week. Next week we'll talk about chapter 3, so new topic for next week. And if there's any questions on chapter 3 labs, which hopefully you'll have started on by then. But let me go ahead and add this word of the day, and then we'll cut it off. What did I say? Initial tasks? Donald, do you have a question?
No, it's still frozen.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we? I can because I'm in a place that's not really conducive to sitting forever. Let me keep me in the loop on that if you want. My phone number is on the syllabus and on the home page on Canvas. So if you just want to shoot me a text after it's done something or given you an error message, and you can either take a screenshot and email it to me, or I can jump on with Zoom again. And we'll just do a private Zoom meeting between just us. So just because I don't want to keep everybody here for too long.
Yeah, I didn't also, in the screenshot that I sent you for the lab, I didn't change that other name. Because in the instructions, it said like change. Let me get it. Well, either way, I didn't put the what was it, server DM in that other place. Is that bad or?
Yeah, that's technically not the right place to add your server name is in the description. So
I'll send you a new screenshot, I guess.
I think I have the labs open for 2 attempts and the due date hasn't passed yet. So you're still safe. You can just do a second attempt and just re-upload the question.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it only took me a couple minutes or less than that.
So just do the screenshot again. You should already have all the other screenshots. So just do the second attempt. I have it.
There's only 2 for chapter 2. There's only 2 labs.
Yeah, only 2 labs, and so yeah, just resubmit the screenshots to me, and you'll be fine.
All right.
So everybody, we got the word of the day out there. I figured today would be kind of short, so thanks all for coming out and making the time to jump on. Justin, I think this is your first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, thanks for making the effort. I assume you've watched the videos.
I did last week.
Excellent. So I appreciate you watching them and taking the effort. And how have you been doing with the labs so far?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Good.
I got to do the labs for today. I was getting ready to do that. I do have a question about the word of the day, though.
Yes.
On the first week, I went in to put it in, and it gave me no spot to put it in.
Yeah, a lot of people see. I need to unpublish them probably because a lot of people are jumping on the quizzes before I actually give the word of the day, and I don't add the word until I decide what it is. It's kind of like I'll decide it on the moment as I'm doing it. It's all about making sure that people are participating. So I'll go in and correct your grade. I'm giving everybody the first week because I know there was a lot of confusion. So everybody that made an attempt or looked at it or anything, I'm going to go ahead and give them the point.
And then one more question. As far as the quizzes go, like the first week, I had missed a couple, and I went back through and I found them. But are you going to make the answers available so that we can see and maybe get an idea of why we were wrong?
Oh, yeah. Because there's multiple attempts available, it should, after you've done your second attempt, it should allow you to see the answers.
It was just like, that's it.
Yeah, I need to verify that I have that set up correctly, but because I've allowed multiple attempts on there, I want you to take it again without knowing all the answers and just getting 100. But then once your final attempt is done, it'll show you the correct answers. It should.
Okay.
If it's not doing that, send me an email and let me know. But that's what it's supposed to do. is
Okay.
after the final attempt, it lets you see the correct answers.
Well, I'll try to do that again if the first week is still available.
Yeah, it should be available for a retake. I don't know if I've got due dates set on all of them. If I do, then it'll have you locked out. But
Okay.
you can, of course. I mean, if it's not, just let me know and I'll send you a copy of the correct answers.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Sure. Of course.
The other thing is that you said I could do a second attempt on the hands-on activities. It's not allowing me to.
Okay. Then I need to fix that. It should. It's supposed to. Give me a minute, Donald, and I'll adjust that. And that should be the case for all of the hands-on activities. I give you 2 attempts, and the quizzes are supposed to give you 3, or the review questions rather are supposed to give you 3. So if they're not, then I need to make those adjustments. I'll check it. I'll check in a little bit when I'm in a place that I can sit down and do that. Right now, I'm at Starbucks. So, but when I get back to my my desk, I'll take a look at these things, make notes of everything I need to look at. If I've got things incorrectly set up, I need to correct that. All right, guys. So, anything else, Donald, or Justin, or John, or Tom? Anything else?
So, you want the screenshot with the name 5?
Can you say that again, John? I didn't really hear you that clearly.
So the activity 5, you want the server name change and the worker name change?
Yeah, the server. Okay. The server name change.
Yes.
Do you mind typing your question into chat? Because I'm not hearing you real clearly. Okay. You want the workgroup name in the screenshot. Do you want the server name changed and the workgroup name changed? Activity 2-5 screenshot. Yeah, if you include both in the screenshot, that's preferable. So when you're in the window that allows you to actually change the computer name and workgroup name, that window that you saw Donald bring up earlier, that's where you change both of the workgroup and computer name. And so if you take the screenshot before you click OK, that's perfect. So that'll work. All right. Any other questions? Oh, yes. I will reopen one more attempt for chapter 2. And in fact, I'll do chapter 1 because I changed the due date to today for chapter 1 because several people struggled getting that squared away. So, all right. I'll get those reopened and we'll call it good. So I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting there unless we have any last second questions. All righty. Well, I will talk to you guys next Friday and see you later.
Have a good one.